First time for the hot topic of the hour. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu accepting President Trump's 20-point peace plan to end the war in Gaza during a White House meeting yesterday. Hamas reportedly receiving the proposal. President Trump is warning what happens to the terrorist group if they do not accept this deal. Watch.
Israel would have my full backing to finish the job of destroying the threat of Hamas, but I hope that we're going to have a deal for peace. And if Hamas rejects the deal, which is always possible, they're the only one left. Everyone else has accepted it. But I have a feeling that we're going to have a positive answer. But if not, as you know, Bibi, you'd have our full backing to do what you would have to do.
The plan includes an immediate ceasefire and disarming of Hamas, giving Hamas 72 hours to release all of the hostages, dead or alive. Israel would also release 250 prisoners and 1,700 Palestinians detained after October 7th. Israeli troops would also withdraw and allow humanitarian aid to flow into Gaza. Palestinians will not be expelled from Gaza. A board of peace will be created, headed by President Trump and former UK Prime Minister Tony Blair, until the Palestinian Authority is in a position to take over. Here's President Trump's message to the Palestinians today. Watch.
I challenge the Palestinians to take responsibility for their destiny, because that's what we're giving them. We're giving them responsibility for their destiny, fully condemn and prohibit terrorism and earn their way to a brighter future. They don't want the life that they've had. They've had a rough life with Hamas. If the Palestinian Authority does not complete the reforms that I laid out in my vision for peace in 2020, they'll have only themselves to blame.
Leaders across the Middle East are praising the plan, releasing this joint statement. Quote, the ministers affirmed their readiness to engage positively and constructively with the United States and the parties toward finalizing the agreement and ensuring its implementation in a manner that ensures peace, security, and stability for the people of the region. Tiana Lodesher, your reaction.
Donald Trump has brought about Hamas's worst nightmare in having this unity between not just Netanyahu's government and Israel, but in all the stakeholders in the Middle East. The fact is that unless we want to do another, American-led regime change, you want there to be local Arab buy-in. You want there to be on this board of peace. Yes, Donald Trump will be part of it, so will Tony Blair. But you need that Saudi buy-in, that UAE buy-in, and they have it. Look, it's this deal. It's the ball is in Hamas's court, and the reality of why this pressure campaign might actually work is because Donald Trump has teeth behind the threat. With Joe Biden, there was no, if you don't do this, then bad things will happen. Trump is clearly saying, take the deal and all of this ends tomorrow. Take the deal, and we're giving you back prisoners who committed war crimes after October 7th. But if you don't, Netanyahu gets to finish the job, and the job is still big. There are still 3,000 Hamas fighters in Gaza City and 20,000 south of that. So it's a credible threat. The only question is Hamas and the closest thing you have to Palestinian leadership, are they rational actors? My fear is that they're not.
No, they may not be. I mean, the president says agree to this 20-point peace plan for Gaza within 72 hours or suffer complete annihilation, Ryan.
Yeah, what I like about that, though, is it's in the hands of the Israelis. And I think what Donald Trump has done really well here is diplomacy. I think we look retrospectively, we're going to be impressed by his international diplomacy more than anything else. He has that flexibility of supporting Netanyahu, but he's also listening to those Arab leaders. So there's no annexation of Gaza, which is critical. And I think even more critical for the American people is we're not sending troops and we're not sending money, but we're also getting the job done, which I think is one of the more remarkable strategies, or the way that Donald Trump's able to negotiate. And I think that's really critical here, is we're not sending American resources.
Yeah, and I think what you said, Tiana, is really important in terms of these foreign ministers. The foreign ministers of Saudi Arabia, Jordan, the United Arab Emirates, Indonesia, Pakistan, Turkey, Qatar, and Egypt all supported this plan.
Yeah, they don't want an Iranian proxy right at their doorstep, right? That much has been made clear, and that is part of the Trump leadership of pivoting the whole region away from, Iran's reign of terror over the entire Middle East. And crucially, you have, the Hashemite dynasty in Jordan, the Lebanese, they know firsthand what happens when you allow in an influx of Palestinian refugees with no plan for long-term democratic buy-in and statehood. That's why they want this over probably as much, if not more, than Netanyahu.
Yeah. All right. We're just getting started this morning. We've got a lot coming up. Stay with us.